What's up, guys? Good morning. Hope you guys are ready to take on Mittens again for the rematch. What's going on? Hey, Tom. Hey, Bob Chess. Psycho Memo. What's up, guys? All right, so if anybody is new here and doesn't know what we are doing, we're going to be playing against Mittens, and you guys are going to be voting on what moves we play. So I'm going to be doing a poll right through the YouTube chat there, and you can vote on it. A couple of rules: we're not using stockfish, okay? So please, let's try to beat the cat fair and square. All right, so if we actually win, we want to feel good about it, that we won and we didn't just, you know, cheat with stockfish. So if I see somebody saying stockfish says this, I'm gonna hide that person from the chat. So let's just keep it us versus Mittens. All right, that's pretty much it. I think a couple of strategy notes. Last game we played like a closed type of position and it seemed to work pretty well. If you remember, when we went and analyzed the game afterwards, we were actually winning for a while, and so the Mittens does make some mistakes, like in the beginning, it looks like. So keep that in mind as we vote. All right. Okay, having said that, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna give you guys some options for the first move and we'll get the game kicked off. Cool. All right, actually, before I do that, is the music volume good or is it too high or too low? I'm gonna do a poll and you guys can let me know if you want it lower, higher, or if it's okay. So let's go music volume. Lower, same, or higher. Once we get that taken care of, we'll start. Perfect. Lower, same. Wow, most people say the same. Okay. All right. 75% say the same. 70% the same. Okay. Thank you, guys. We will leave it the same. All right. Let's get started. Let's say E4 is an option. D4 is an option. C4 is an option. And how about maybe knight F3? I don't think anybody's going to choose that, but let's go with all of those. All right, here we go. So you've got E4, D4, C4, knight F3 to kick the game off. You should be able to vote now. All right, looks like most people are saying E4. What's up, Matthew? Just in time. London. I don't know. Most people are voting for E4. Sorry, London players. Looks like E4 is winning. All right, I'm going to end the poll. I don't think it was even really that close. Yeah, 63% E4. All right, E4 it is. What is Mittens going to do? Okay, he's playing something different. So what do you guys want to do? I mean, D4 is the main line, or do you want to try something different? I've played some Queen E2 before. The idea is you want to take back and they can't take back with the pawn. Kind of throws off some humans, but I don't know if against Mittens that's going to be very good. So do we want to stick with the main line? Do we want to try something crazy like Queen E2? I'm trying to think what other lines there are. Maybe knight F3 and knight C3 could be options. Let me give you the poll and you guys tell me what you want to do. D4, Queen E2, knight F3, or knight C3. And here you go. Get ready to vote. All right, most people are saying D4. Yep. B3. Yeah, B3 is a good option. I should have included that, but it's pretty heavy on D4, so we're gonna go with D4. Let me end this poll. And D5. All right. So the main line here would be knight to c3. There are a couple of weird moves here. I think bishop d3 is one. I don't actually know a lot of theory against the French. So there's knight c3 and knight d2 are probably the two main moves. What other options do we want? Oh yeah, e5, of course, the advance. Forgot about that one. And then the exchange. All right, good point, good point. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that looks like it covers most of everything. All right, let's go ahead and do the poll. And we're gonna say knight c3, knight to d2, e5, and e takes d5. Okay, here you go. e5 is an anti-Mittens line. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? Keeping the game closed. But a lot of people are... Oh, nope. e5 is winning. Knight c3 was winning for a little bit, but now it looks like it's just e5. 55% are saying e5. Okay. Keep it closed. Yeah, I mean, against a computer, I think this makes a lot of sense because you avoid some tactics. So e5 seems to be winning. All right, e5 it is. Let's go for an advanced. e5. All right, thank you guys for voting. And as expected, Mittens is going with the main line. So anything besides c3 that you guys want to play? I mean, c3 is, I think, obviously the main move, but anything else that we even want to consider? Knight c3, bishop b5 check, c3. Most everybody's saying c3. Yeah, okay, f4. All right, bishop b5 check. All right, I'll give you a poll, but I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is going to be. c3, bishop b5 check. Somebody said knight c3, and I think somebody said f4. All right, there you go. This one should be pretty easy. Yep, 75% c3. Okay, 80% c3. All right, I figured as much. Yeah, this is pretty standard. You want to be able to retake with the pawn, and that's the only way you can guarantee that you can do that. If you play any other move, black can take here. You can't recapture with the pawn, and then this guy is really weak, and it just kind of falls apart. So you kind of have to play c3 to defend that. Okay, I think the standard move is knight to f3 from what I know. But if there are any other lines that you guys want to consider, let's see what's being said. Queen to b3, knight to f3. Does knight to f3 work? I assume you're asking about now. Yeah, knight to f3 now I think is the main line. All right, f4, a3. Okay, so we're gonna go with 1, 2. Oh, somebody said f4 and then knight f3. These would be our 4 candidate moves. I don't actually know a lot of French theory, guys, so yeah, I can't help you too much as far as the theory is concerned. a3, queen b3, knight f3, and f4. Mittens is getting weaker. Well, we will see. All right, knight to f3. You always lose to the French. Please make videos about the French. Yeah, that's a good idea, Bob Chess, actually, because I struggle against the French too. It's just one of those openings. I don't ever feel super confident playing against it. All right, knight to f3 is the clear winner. And knight to c6. So the only line that I think I know here is it bishop d3 and you like kind of temporarily gambit the pawn, although it's not really a gambit because if black takes it they end up losing the queen. So I think bishop d3 is one move. I think a3 is another. Yeah, people are saying a3. Are there any other moves here? Queen b3, bishop e3. Is that a real move? I don't think that's a real move, is it? Okay, so I think we're gonna go with a3, queen b3, bishop d3, and what else? King d2? No, we're not going king d2. Queen a4. I don't think queen a4 is going to do it for us because bishop d7, and I don't know what that really accomplishes, right? So yeah, let's go with these three moves. Let's go with a3, queen b3, and bishop d3. Okay, I'm going to do the poll. Bishop e3? Is bishop e3 a main line? You gambit a pawn? All right, I'm going to put it out there. If you guys want to vote for it, you can show me the line because I actually have no idea. I didn't know that. So we'll put both bishops. We'll go bishop d3, bishop e3, and then we'll put a3 and queen b3. How does that sound? I think that should cover everything. Somebody explain to me the idea. What's the point here? After this, do we just like continue developing and get into an aggressive position? Is that the point? Bishop d3 is getting the top vote right now. It's pretty close. I'm going to let this one run for a little bit. If you want to vote, now's the time. It's close. Bishop d3. Bob Chess says you can play bishop e3 and gambit the pawn for massive development. I actually did not know that was a thing. Okay. I mean, it looks really risky. All right. It looks like bishop d3 is winning. I'm going to end the poll. It's pretty close. It was a pretty close between a3 and bishop d3. Yeah, okay. So we went with bishop d3. I think that's a good move. So I like that vote. Okay, he does take it. All right, he takes it. Abdullah, thank you. Bishop b3 is checked, but no pieces are supporting. Not sure what that means. All right, so he takes it, guys. What are we gonna do? I think there's actually some interesting lines here. I'm trying to remember. I saw a video. Who was it? I think it was Chess Dojo. Grandmaster Jesse talked about a line where you I think you actually let them take here. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I know this is definitely one move. There might be some gambit where we can just castle, I think is another move. What are you guys saying? C takes d4, castles, queen a4, Kyle is saying. Knight takes d4. Okay, knight takes d4 is going to lose the pawn. I'm not sure if we want to do that. All right, I'm seeing lots of c takes d4s and castles. So we're gonna make it a choice between c takes d4 and castle kingside. All right, here we go. Poll is incoming. There might be some other lines here, but I don't know them, so we're gonna go with these. Abdullah, no problem. You're new to chess, no problem. Thank you for the super chats. All right, c takes d4 is winning, 62%. And all right, I want to end it. It's pretty convincing. C takes d4. Okay. What's Mittens going to do? Bishop d7. Yeah, so the trap that I was talking about, takes. We would have the follow-up bishop check with a discovered attack on the queen, and we would win black's queen. So Mittens is stopping that, right? So we no longer have that discovered attack. So we do have to do something about this or gambit the pawn, basically, are what the options. All right. So I think, man, what's the main line here? Is it just castling? Is it knight c3? I don't actually know. I think it's one of those two moves. People are saying castling, bishop e3. Okay, so let's go for 1, 2, 3. And that's all I'm seeing. Bishop e2 or bishop c2, some people are saying. Okay, we'll put bishop c2. All right, let's go. You've got knight c3. You've got castles. You've got bishop e3. And you've got bishop c2. Okay. There is the poll. And, well, I don't want to say too much because I don't know the theory here. So I don't want to sway you guys one way or the other. I just want to see what the vote says. Bishop c2 is the main line. Okay, interesting. So it makes sense. You just move the bishop so the queen can control. Okay, I didn't know that. Castling, I think, makes sense because you're just gambiting it for an aggressive position. Okay, castling is winning. Yeah, bishop e3, I don't know. I guess you just don't worry about the pawn and keep developing, and then you try to gain some tempos on the queen, I imagine. All right, castling. Somebody says castling is the main line. Okay. We're going to castle. That's the top vote. All right, castling it is. I might have to look at this after the game and learn something here because I don't actually remember. Okay, so now he takes the pawn. So what do? We can trade the knights and then try to keep developing, I guess. We could just develop right away and allow this, but then we'll take back with the queen. I don't know what else we have. Lots of people are saying to trade. I'm seeing some bishop e3s. Knight b to d2. Okay. Definitely looks like these are the options. Bishop e3, knight b to d2, or knight takes d4. And I'm out of theory, guys. I don't know this line, so I'm gonna let you guys vote, and we'll see where we end up. So knight takes d4, knight b to d2, and bishop to e3 are the options. All right. One, two, and three. Bishop e3 is winning. Bishop e3 is winning by a lot. All right, so we're going to play bishop to e3. There we go. Let me end this poll. Okay, so he takes with check. We have to take it back, I believe, is the only thing that makes sense. So that's pretty easy. Let's do queen takes f3 or g takes f3. You guys tell me what you think. I know what I would play. But let's see what the vote is. %. Queen takes f3. Exactly. Yeah. Usually you don't want to be opening up your king, messing up your pawn structure, and so it doesn't really make sense to take back with the pawn. All right. So queen takes f3, and Mittens goes for this. So, okay. I guess this is just like a gambit line where we lose some pawns and we get an aggressive position. So what's the move here? Is it knight b to d2? I mean, I think we got to save the rook unless there's some trap idea from some other moves. Knight to d2, everybody's saying. Knight to d2. Any other moves that we even need to consider? Everybody's saying knight to d2. Okay. Knight to d2 for sure. Yeah, you kind of have to go here. You can't go to a3 or c3. Queen would just take us. So knight to d2 it is. Okay. And I guess we're losing this pawn too, but look at black's development. Maybe we can take advantage of this. All right, so knight d2 it is. I don't think we need to vote on that one. He does take the pawn. All right. This looks to be a critical line, like a critical position. Like, what are we going to do next? Because now is when we have a lot of options, and I think we need to really think through this carefully. So I'm going to throw out some moves that I think make sense. Rook to e1, lining up on the king and the queen. Rook to b1 or c1 maybe, just bringing this rook somewhere active. I don't know, maybe bishop f4 attacking the queen. Probably not, because I think this makes more sense to attack it with the rook. What are you guys saying? Knight to b3. Okay, relocating the knight. Maybe bishop d4 is an option. That's something I didn't consider. Bishop to f4 just to attack it right away. Rook f to e1. What else do we have? Close the poll. Sorry. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. Rook to c1 to stop castling. Okay, that's an interesting comment, because I think, I'm not sure who said that, but I think if black castles, I would probably be happy, right? Because then they're going to be attacked. So I'm not really worried about stopping castling in this direction, only because I have a clearer way to attack it, right? A lot of times when you stop them from castling, it's like they're going to go to safety, and you don't want to let them go to safety. In this case, I'm pretty happy if black's going to castle there, because I've got like lots of threats on the king. But good idea. Okay. So I'm seeing rook f to e1. I'm seeing a bunch of rook moves. Rook to c1. I think we've seen rook to b1. Knight to b3. All right, let's do it. Rook f to e1. Bishop to f4. I know some people said knight to b3 is another option. And then I'm going to give you... move the a rook. Okay, if you want to move this rook over here. Okay, we haven't decided which square. But if you want to move that rook, that's the last option. Okay, here comes the poll. So you've got rook f e1. Move this rook somewhere. Bishop to f4 or knight to b3. Okay, rook f to e1 is currently winning. 44%, 38%. If black's bishop moves and our bishop b5 is check. Abdullah, yes, you are correct. If this moves, we do have a check. You are spot on. The only thing is most likely that bishop's not going to move off that diagonal because it's probably not going to go backwards. So we probably won't be able to do this anytime soon. But you are right that it's there. Okay, rook f to e1 seems to be winning. All right. Rook f to e1 it is. Here we go. And let me stop the poll. Okay, so Mittens just develops the bishop and gives us a discovered attack. He's also threatening something. What do you guys notice that Mittens is threatening? Queen takes h2. And that's probably not going to be awesome for us. So we want to keep that in mind. But at the same time, be thinking a little bit aggressively because we do have the discovered attack. So, I mean, there's a lot of options here. Yeah, some people are saying g3. I think that's definitely an option. Stops the attack. What else do we have? Any other moves? Bishop to f4 was a good move maybe before, but now there's two pieces lined up. We would lose our bishop, right? So we don't want to play bishop to f4, so we can eliminate that one. g3, knight to f1. Okay, I like that. We can defend it with the knight. It's a little bit defensive for our knight, but then we can keep our pawns, you know, without creating any more weaknesses. When we play g3, we do create some weaknesses along the white squares. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys g3 is an option, knight to f1 is an option. Any other moves? Any other moves that you think we should consider? Okay, I'm not seeing a whole lot. So we're going to go with those two. Let's make a poll. Knight to f1 or g3. All right, poll is live. With the knight on f1, black has no fun. That's right. That's the saying. That is the saying. All right. It's pretty close. Wow. 51% g3 right now. I'm going to give this one a few seconds. If you guys have an opinion. Wow, it's 50%. It is 50% exactly. That's incredible. Wow, if you didn't vote, now's the time to vote because your vote actually will make a difference here. Okay, let's talk about the options here. Knight to f1 is nice because I really like when I don't have to move my pawns in front of my king. The only reason I'm hesitant to play knight to f1 is that maybe we want to use this knight to attack, right? Abdullah, queen takes h2 is scary. Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're trying to decide. Do we defend it with the knight? Or do we block with the pawn? It's still 51%. Now knight f1 is winning. Yeah, the only thing is it's a defensive place for the knight. G3 does recreate the threat of bishop to f4, right? So that's a plus for g3. So there's definitely benefits for both moves. I don't know what's the best move is. I don't know. Kai, you got into chess because of me. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Okay. It's still 50%. I don't know what to do, guys. It's like jumping back and forth. Yep. Every time I say something positive, the vote goes up for that move. Okay. Can someone give me a reason, a good reason for why we should play one or the other? If somebody can give me a good enough reason, then I'll just play that move, because it's 50% exactly. G3 forces Mittens to defend against bishop f4. Okay. That's a good reason. It's a good reason. It is still 50%. That's amazing. The knight's too passive. Play g3. Knight f1, and we can play knight to g3 next. Okay, that's an interesting idea. All right, guys. G3 is winning. It's super close, but I liked the reasoning. The reasoning was, you know, bishop f4. I like that. And it sort of allows us to use our knight in other ways if we want. So, all right, we'll go with g3. Super close poll. Super close poll. Mittens goes for queen to f6. So let me ask you guys a question. Should we trade queens? Why or why not? Gotham Chess said backwards moves are bad, so we should play g3, obviously. Well, backwards moves aren't always bad, but sometimes they're bad. Okay. Don't trade. No, develop the knight. We're down pawns. Yes, exactly. We are down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have sacrificed 3 pawns. So trading into an endgame is a terrible idea. We have to figure out a way to keep the queens on the board, right? We have to. So, all right. What moves are we considering? Since we're not going to do this. Queen to e2, okay? Queen to g2. Bishop to f4, okay? Make the knight attack the queen. Abdullah. Yeah, so Abdullah, the problem with that, well, there's 2 problems. One problem is the pawn here is going to take our knight, right? That's a blunder. The other problem is our queen would then be undefended and black could take our queen. So we can't get away with that right now because this pawn is really controlling our knight. Okay, I'm seeing... Oh, somebody said queen takes d5. Now that's an interesting move. Let's talk about this, because what happens if the pawn takes? We can unleash a discovered attack with check. However, I want you guys to calculate this line with me. Queen takes d5, the pawn takes, let's say bishop g5 check, and let's say at that point black just slides the queen over. We take it and he takes us back. Was that a good trade or a bad trade for us? So here's the line again. Queen takes, pawn takes, bishop g5, queen here, takes. Good or bad trade? Yeah, it's bad, right? Bad because we lost a queen, we lost a rook, and all we got out of it was a queen and a pawn. You can see it's a terrible trade. We lose a rook for a pawn, right? So it's a good idea, but it's not going to work right now. Okay? So, queen e2 and queen g2 are the moves I'm seeing in bishop to f4. So let's go ahead with one of these, I guess. Any other moves that you guys are saying? I don't think so. Queen g2, okay. Let's go with a poll. We have queen e2, queen g2, and bishop to f4. Oh, I didn't do bishop f4, sorry. I just clicked the button early, my bad. Well, I don't really think bishop f4 was a great move anyway, because after the capture, we have to open up our king, and I don't really like that. So I think this is good. One of these 2 moves. Queen e2 is winning. Surreal, hey, thank you. Queen trade and then rook c1, so his castles are bad. Okay, so he's saying you take here and then rook c1. Yes, the problem with that, Surreal, is that we finish his development, okay? So he's gonna be able to castle next move. And notice how these bishops are like controlling all of these squares. We can't actually invade with our rook. We wouldn't be able to go anywhere. And after black castles, he's just gonna bring his rook over and then start trading. And remember, we go into that end game down 3 pawns, right? So that's the problem with what you said. You're right in that getting the, you know, the file is good. If we were even material, I would consider doing that. I would consider trading and putting the rook there. But since we're down a bunch of pawns, you don't want to trade queens. Okay? All right. People are saying queen to e2. Queen to g2 because we want the rook to not be blocked on e2. Yeah, that's a valid point. Queen to g2, and then we don't block the rook from the pin on the king. Queen to e2. I guess it gives us some options with bishop e5. I don't really know if we want to play that. I mean, most likely, guys, black's going to play knight to e7 next, and the pin is going to be kind of irrelevant anyway. So think about other things besides just the pin on the e file when you're trying to decide. Okay, so queen e2. Queen e2 looks like the move is, yeah, 66%. Okay. Let's end the poll. Queen to e2 it is. What's Mittens going to do? e5. Wow, that's not a move I was expecting. Wow. He's just taking the center. He's not even worried about castling. What a engine thing to do. Well, now we got to be careful, right? We have lots of threats to worry about. These pawns could go forward. This looks like it traps our bishop. I'm just noticing that. Stumbler. Hey, man, thank you. You learned chess from me. Love your tips. Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that. I have no idea, like, by the way, what all these different currencies are. So I don't know, like, how much you guys are super chatting, but thank you regardless. All right, so what are we going to do? This looks like a serious threat to me. We don't want to lose our bishop, right? d4 is coming. Although we just take it. What am I saying? We just take it. Never mind. So we have that tactic available. e4 maybe makes our bishop move somewhere, which might or may not be a problem. Bishop to f4, bishop to d4. So you guys just want to pile up and attack the pawn. Okay. And what are we doing if the pawn pushes forward? Are we just going to... Oh, if we go here, it can't. I see that. Okay, so you're saying go here and take this. All right. Bishop d4. I like that idea. Any other moves? f4, somebody is saying. Okay, f4. I'm just concerned about e4. But maybe we have some sort of crazy sacrifice or tactic there. So f4 is a move. Bishop d4 is a move. Knight to f3. Okay, are we worried about this? Maybe we're not because we have it pinned if we move this. Okay, so I think knight to f3 is an option. All right, guys, so bishop b5, maybe trying to take advantage of the fact that black hasn't castled. Okay, I think you guys have some very nice candidate moves. So we're going to go bishop d4, f4, knight to f3, and what was the other one? Bishop b5. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's do a poll and see what we are going to do. So bishop to b5, bishop to d4, f4, and knight to f3. Okay, here we go. All right, the poll is live. Okay, bishop d4 is winning. Yeah, my only concern with bishop d4 is that... Well, no, I think it's okay because we don't necessarily have to trade everything. We could probably follow up with f4 or something. The point of it is I don't want to trade like my bishop and my queen and go into an endgame because we're going to lose. We're down some pawns probably. So if we can just take the pawn but avoid the queen trade, that would be ideal. All right, bishop d4 is winning. Yeah, 56%. Okay, we're going to end the poll. What was the next move? I'm actually close. I'm actually curious to see what was the next closest. Bishop b5. Interesting. Huh. Okay, bishop d4. And let's see what Mittens is going to do about that. Okay, so he blocks the pin. So this is now a threat because there's no longer a pin on the king. I assume we're going to take this with our bishop. Do we have any other moves that we even want to consider? I don't really think so, right? I mean, we got to take it. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one for you guys because I don't see any other options. He takes with the bishop. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. Now we're going to probably have to trade queens. But we get a nice pin on the knight. So it's not all bad news for us. Again, I don't see any other moves. We got to take it, right? If we play f4, he can go back. It doesn't make sense. We got to take the bishop, right? Somebody said queen f3. Queen f3, I mean, black could just take and then move the bishop or take our rook. So that's not going to work. Knight to b4, yeah, we got to take it. Okay, let's take. And again, if he takes, I'm going to take it back. That's the only move, right? Only move. Okay. Okay, f6. So what are we gonna do, guys? Seems pretty obvious. We need to move the rook somewhere. What do you think candidate moves should be? Oh, that's such a good move. He's gonna play king f7 to get out of the pin and defend the knight. Mittens is smart. Mittens is no joke. Okay, rook e3, rook e2, rook e1. Yeah, these are definitely the moves. Maybe you could say rook h5, but then you lose the pin. I'm not sure if it's worth it. But I'm going to give you guys these 4 options, okay? Let me do the poll. Rook e1, rook e2, rook e3, and rook h5. Ready? Go. Rook e2 is winning. Rook e2 is winning. They're practically all the same. So some people are saying dark squares because of the light squared bishop. Definitely a good thing to think about. Personally, I don't, well, e1 I don't like as much because it doesn't give me the option to double up rooks onto the knight. Now, in this case, it might be fine because it does look like black's going to play king f7 next move. And then even if I double up, he's just going to move the knight somewhere. So maybe we don't need to double on the e file. But generally speaking, that's a good option to leave yourself, which makes me like these 2 choices and not e1. Now, we don't have to double. We could still bring the rook somewhere else. But having the option is a nice thing. Now, rook to e3, I'm concerned maybe d4 is going to happen. But if that happens, maybe we just attack the pawn and it's a target, right? So maybe rook e3 is pretty good. Rook to e2 is probably fine as well. It controls our second rank, and so I don't know that there's too much of a difference. So 42% rook to e2. Okay, so rook to e2 is going to win. That wins the poll. All right, rook e2. Okay, yeah, rook e3 was pretty close second. All right, so he does go king f7, and that's unfortunate because now black is basically ahead 2 pawns in an endgame, which is not ideal. Now this one is kind of weak, so maybe we can win this one, and then we go into an endgame only down a pawn, and maybe we can draw this game. So let's try. Somebody said resign. Wait a minute. Do we want to resign this early? I'm gonna let you guys decide. Actually, no, I don't think we want to resign yet. Let's play a few more moves just to see what's gonna happen. So rook to b1. Yes, makes sense. What other moves could we play? I mean, we could double up here, but I think the knight just moves away, and it's probably not very good. Or even the rook just comes over, right? So I like rook b1. Rook c1 could be an option. What about maybe like knight to b3, trying to get the knight to go somewhere? Somebody said bishop c2 to come over like this. That's a good idea. Maybe even rook d1. All right, let's get a poll out there. Let's get some moves going here. All right, I'm going to say knight b3 is an option. I'm going to say rook b1 is an option. I'm going to say bishop c2 is an option. I like that idea. Bishop c2. And somebody says watch out for bishop g4. Yeah, we do have to be careful for that. And let's go rook a to e1. We'll just make that an option as well. Okay, there's the poll. Double up and put the rook on the 7th rank. Yeah, that's a good idea, but we can't do it because the knight's there. So if we double up and the knight moves, we can't go there because the knight would just go back and take us. And then we take, and then the king takes us, and we lose both of our rooks, right? So we're not going to be able to do that because the knight's in the way. All right, knight to b3 seems to be winning. Okay, I like it because right now our knight is really like stuck because of the pawn. So by changing it up, now we give ourselves some options with the knight. I do like that. Yeah, I think that's a good move. All right, let's go knight b3. Let me end the poll. How do you disable slow chat? No, that's a setting that I set. So you don't get a chance to disable that. Just so that it keeps, you know, the chat a little bit easier to read. Okay, bishop g4 was played. Somebody actually mentioned that, right? So we got to deal with our rook being attacked. Where do we want to move it to? I mean, personally, rook d2 maybe makes sense to go for the pawn. Rook to e3. I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't want it to get trapped. Like if the pawn, no, the pawn can't push. Knight to f5. Yeah, I guess rook e3 could be fine too. So maybe something like this, maybe like this. We could even go over here. Let's see. Somebody's saying f3. So f3, we can't play anymore. Bishop would just take it. Before the knight was defending, but the knight's gone, right? So we can't play f3. So yeah, rook e3, rook d2, rook b2, rook c2. Yeah. Okay, so we got 4 rook moves. Those are your options. How about that? Let's do the poll. Rook e3, rook e3. Let me type it correctly. Rook d2, rook c2, and rook b2. Okay, there you go. And you can vote now. Okay, rook to c2 is currently winning, going for the open file. All right, I like the logic there. I mean, the only concern is black is going to go there next, and if we just put our rooks on the c file, we might just get a big trade of rooks. And then, is that really what we want when we're down 2 pawns? I mean, I don't know. I think we need to try to leave the rooks on, maybe, but... Okay. Rook takes knight is brilliant. You see checkmate in 7. Wow. Okay. That would be an amazing move if there was checkmate in 7 from there. Can we resign? All right. Rook c2 is winning. So we'll play rook to c2. And let's see what Mittens is going to do. Yeah, so what I'm afraid is going to happen is now we're going to play rook c1. And then Mittens is going to take. And then we're going to take. And then Mittens is going to go here. And all of a sudden, we're just in a losing endgame. Which, honestly, I don't even know if keeping the rooks on the board is really going to help us. I feel like we went wrong somewhere in the opening. So it'll be interesting to go over this game afterwards and see what we did wrong. All right, let me ask you guys this. Do we want to continue the game? Or do we want to resign and analyze the game? Or do we want to just resign and play again? You've got 3 options. Here we go. Okay, 76%. Continue the game. All right, so we're not giving up so easy. All right. 50% continue the game. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. All right, so we're gonna stick it out for a few more moves. And what are we gonna play? So I think this is definitely one candidate move, right? Rook a to c1 to double up. Another candidate move could be to move this away. And I'm not gonna list capturing as a candidate move because I don't want to just bring black's rook to the open file for him, right? We don't want to just make it that easy for Mittens. So we're gonna say rook a to c1. We are going to say moving the rook. And then some people are saying a knight move. Okay. We could move the knight somewhere. Like here or here. I'm not sure what happens after b6. Okay, maybe. Yeah, maybe one of these. So, wow. Lots of moves. Okay. Lots of moves. Let me just do a poll because I can't read this fast. Rook a to c1 is this guy. Let's do, let's just say... hypothetically, we wanted to go for this pawn. So rook to d2 could be another option. Rook to d2. And then let's say we wanted to go rook to b2. Trade and knight to d4. All right, who did... Surreal says trade and knight to d4 is good. You want to trade and play knight to d4. All right. I mean, that's an option. All right, I'm going to give you the option then. Since you super chatted, I'm going to give you the option of rook takes c1. So rook takes c8, sorry. Rook takes c8 is an option. And let's just say move the knight, okay? There's the poll. Your options are rook here, take, or move the knight, okay? Oh, I see what you guys are saying. You want to take the pawn over here, okay. The problem with this and this and this is that black's going to play the move g6, and your bishop is trapped. Your bishop is trapped. And next move, he's going to move the king over, and he's going to take your bishop. Or eventually he's going to move the king over, or the rook over, or something. And you lose the bishop. Okay, so that's why that doesn't work. Good idea. I didn't realize what the reasoning was. All right, it's a good idea, but it doesn't quite work. Okay, move the knight is winning. Interesting. Okay, so we are going to be moving the knight. All right, let's end the poll. So now that we want to move the knight, the question is, where do we want to move it to? A5, C5, or D4, right? I think these are the three moves. I don't think we want to come back to where we came from. I don't think C1 makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to give you these three options. Okay, here we go. Start the poll. Knight A5, knight to C5, and knight to D4. There you go. Okay, it's close between knight to D4 and knight to C5. It's very close between these two moves. So if you have an opinion, make sure you vote now. King G2, isn't that winning? No, it's not winning, but I mean, we could play King G2, I guess. It's definitely not winning. I don't think we're winning this game right now. Okay. Knight to D4 is winning. It's really close, but knight to D4 is now winning. Okay. Knight on the rim is dim. That's right. Okay. Knight to D4 it is. Let me end the poll. And here we go. I'm pretty sure Mittens is going to take. Yep. And I guess you guys wanted to take back with the bishop and swing it over here, maybe? Is that the idea? Did we win already? No, we didn't win. Which way do we want to take? I'm going to give you the option. I'll give you a poll for this one. Knight takes C2 or bishop takes C2. Okay, 90% want to take with the bishop. Well, that was very one-sided. Okay, bishop takes. I mean, it makes sense. We want to come over here, right? Okay, knight to C6. What are we going to do? I don't think we should take it. Because if we take it, we've just given black two connected passed pawns. At least this way, there's one isolated pawn, which maybe we can target and attack and win, right? And then if we somehow trade off a pawn here, maybe we could survive. Like, there's a chance. If we take that, I think we're in trouble. So that's just my opinion. People are saying knight to B5. Okay, knight to B5. We can't go rook to D1 because of this. Bishop to F5. Interesting move. Okay. So that's one option. That's one option. Any other moves? I guess we could go knight to F5. I don't know if we want to, but I guess we could. All right, I'm going to do those three. Those are the three that I'm seeing. Let's do a poll. Here we go. Knight to B5. Knight to F5 or bishop to F5. And by the way, the point behind bishop F5 is that if the knight takes our knight, we're going to take the bishop. And if the bishop takes, then we'll take with the knight. So it does work tactically. I don't know if it's the best move, but it looks like it works. So that, this, or this. Okay? Here we go. Knight to B5 is currently winning. Knight to B5. Okay. So you want to go in here. Some people are saying. Interesting. No, this person is saying knight F5, knight to D6. Rook to B1. All right, knight to B5 seems to be winning. All right, knight to B5 it is. Okay, what is Mittens gonna do about that? Rook to D8. Yeah. So he's lined up on his passed pawn. He's probably going to start thinking about pushing it, or maybe not. I don't know. What do we want to do? This bishop's kind of annoying because I'd like to put my rook there, but we can't do that. All right, any ideas? Bishop b3, king g2, king f1. What else? What else? That's all I'm seeing. All right, a4. Somebody said a4. Okay, we'll put a4 on there. All right, those are our options. Let's get the poll going. King to g2, king to f1, bishop to b3, and a4. All right, here we go. King to g2 is winning. Okay. Bishop b3 is now winning. 46%. All right, looks like bishop b3 is winning. I like bishop b3 just because we start to get some pressure on that isolated pawn. And like I said, we don't really ever want to take that pawn because we get trapped with g6, right? This is a pretty common thing, taking these pawns with the knight or bishop. A lot of times the minor pieces will get trapped. And so I think bishop b3 just relocates it to a nice square. So I do like that. So yeah, all right, we'll go bishop b3. Let me end this poll. Okay, bishop to e2 by Mittens. All right, so the knight is under attack. What happens if we play knight to c3? That kind of looks like a fork, but I'm guessing Mittens is planning to either go here or go here and defend. So it's probably not that good. We could defend our knight. We could... I don't really have a lot of options, huh? Do we? You'd probably go here, probably play a4. I don't see much else. Do you guys see anything else? Knight to c7. Yeah, knight to c7 is another one of those situations where I think our knight is getting trapped, maybe. Of course, black would have to defend this first. And then I don't know where our knight's going to go, right? a6, and then it's just kind of stuck there. We can't play rook d1. Yeah, this is really annoying. Okay, I'm going to give you guys the options. Knight to c3 or a4. How does that sound? Let's go start a poll. Knight to c3, a4. And here we go. Mittens is tough. Mittens is really tough. 1,000 views. Hey, we have 1,000 viewers. Nice. Very nice. Okay, knight to c3 is winning. Yep, 61%. Let's end the poll. Knight to c3. All right, here we go. We do have a fork, but I'm sure Mittens is going to play one of these. Yeah, goes for this. This is very dangerous for our king, by the way. And this is funny because you guys remember earlier when we were debating about the move g3 or knight to f1? You guys remember that? And one of the things I mentioned was like, you know, keeping the pawns nice and pretty was like an idea. Now we can see, like, it was a lot of moves later, but we're starting to see how creating these weaknesses can come back to bite you, right? So now our king is kind of stuck. We got to watch out for like checkmate stuff happening down here. Anyway, little side note. All right, so the pawn is defended. We can't play rook to d1. It just gets captured. What are we going to do, guys? What are we going to do? Hope you guys have some ideas because I'm not really sure. Rook to e1 to e3. Okay. King. What did I see? Wow. Bishop to d1. Yeah, we could trade. We could trade the bishop off. Knight to b5. Going back. All right. So I'm gonna say. I saw rook to b1. All right, so I'm gonna say rook to b1, king to f1, rook to e1, and bishop to d1. How does that sound? Okay, let's do a poll. So we got rook to b1, rook to e1, king to f1, or bishop to d1. The right move is to offer Mittens a snack. I saw that. Okay. Rook to e1 is winning. 42%. What's happening after knight to d4? Yeah, I don't know what's happening after knight to d4. I think we're just in trouble. That's what's happening. Okay, rook to e1 is going to win. It looks like it's close, I think, but rook e1 is winning. Bishop d1 was the next closest. All right, rook to e1. Mittens, what do you have? a6. So he takes away knight to b5 from us, so we can't even do that. So I think somebody had said the idea was rook to e3. Do we still want to play rook to e3? Is the Nelson bot related to me? No, it's not. It's not. And I would hope if they make a bot about me, they would make it higher than 1300 rated and chase you around with a queen all game. No, it's not. It's not. That bot is just happens to be named Nelson. Okay. Rook, what am I seeing? Now bishop d1, now rook to e3, h3, resign. All right. I'm going to give you guys the options. Bishop d1, rook to e3, h3, or we can call it quits. We don't have to. I'm just saying I'm going to put it on there. We don't have to. All right. Start a poll. Bishop to d1, rook to e3, h3, resign, and let's see what you guys think. Okay, rook to e3 is winning. All right, rook to e3. Okay, game goes on. Let's play rook e3. Mittens goes knight here, so he defends the bishop. Yeah, that's super annoying. That bishop is so annoying. Question I have, guys, is do we have a tactic available? Do we have a tactic? If we take this... Oh, it's with check. See, what I was wanting to do is do some sort of a fork, but we can't because it's check. We have to move, and then we just... Yeah, no, it doesn't quite cut it. All right. Too bad. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to play rook takes f3, but nope, I don't think it's going to work. King to f1. Okay, so we get the king off that square. We have to watch... No, we don't have to watch out for d4 yet because it's still pinned. Okay, so king f1. Knight takes d5, somebody said. And what are you going to do if this happens? I don't think that's going to work for us. Everybody's saying knight d5. I don't think that's a good move. Black just takes it. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Oh, knight takes d5 and then bishop takes d5? Well, then there's the rook, right? Okay. King f1. What else? Pawn a4. Okay, I can get behind that. Ask for a draw. Knight to e2. Okay. And pawn h3. All right, there's 4 moves. I don't know. Not feeling so great about our position. King to f1. a4. Knight to e2. And h3. Somebody said h3. Okay, here we go. King to f1 is in the lead. 55%, 53%. Okay, king to f1 it is. End this poll. King to f1. He goes back. I guess he just wants to get out of this. Interesting move. Oh, he wants to get out of this and he doesn't want to step into this pin. Okay, I see Mittens. All right, what are we gonna do, guys? Yeah, he wants to play d4. That's exactly right. There's no more pin, so we got to watch out for this. This is a big threat now. And we don't have a tactic anymore because the king is off of that square. So Mittens is very good at tactics, it seems. Okay. Knight to a4 is a move I'm seeing. Resign, resign. Video only has 47 likes. You mean you guys are not liking the video? Come on, guys. The YouTube algorithm needs you to like it. Actually, I don't know how much that matters. I think they just care if you click and watch, but liking probably helps too. All right, I think it's time. I think it's time. Are we playing on or are we resigning? I don't know if the poll's going through. Oh, there it is. There it is. 59% play on. Okay. Okay. All right. 61% play on. Let's keep going. And by the way, I'm not ending the stream if we resign. I'm going to keep going so we can play a new game, just if that influences anybody. All right. So I see knight to e2 and I've seen knight to a4. Any other candidate moves? Okay. I don't see much. Knight to e2, knight to a4, rook to e1, knight to a4, rook to e1, I guess. Okay, there's a poll. All right. Knight to e2 is winning. It traps our rook. Yeah, are we sure that we want to play knight to e2 after d4? Where does the rook go? Where does the rook go? I think it's a mistake, guys. I think it's a mistake. Can't go anywhere with the rook. So what are we gonna do instead? What were the other options? I don't actually remember. Knight a4, rook e2. Yeah, everybody's not voting for it now. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll and I'm gonna take the next best one because that's a blunder. Yeah, well, let's go knight a4, I guess, and see what happens. The point here, guys, is that after d4, our rook has no squares. This way, we can still retreat here because we didn't block it with the knight, right? So I think we have to do this. Somebody says rook takes f3. Don't really have a good follow-up, do we? Rook to e1. We got to go rook to e1. I'm going to move this one for us because I don't see any other moves that make sense. So I'm going to play rook e1. Yeah, the pawn is coming, guys, and we can't stop it. Look at this bishop. This bishop is so strong right now. The knight's really strong too. The rook's really good too. The pawn's really, I mean, they're all really good. Mittens. Okay, Mittens. Yeah, we can play bishop d1, but it might be time, guys. It might be time. I'm gonna keep asking. We'll keep playing if you want to, but I'm just gonna give you the option. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing we can do to stop this, I don't think, at this point. I mean, yes, we can put the bishop there and play on, but the point is that even if we were to somehow stop this, we still have a losing endgame because we're down so many pawns. 2 pawns is a lot. Oh, play on. Wait a second. It was resign. Now it's play on. Okay. All right, we're playing on. Sorry, I didn't realize. All right, we're playing on. So what's the move? Knight to c5. People are saying knight to c5. That's one candidate move. Knight to c3 is another candidate move. Bishop to d1. And what else? Any other candidate moves here? Anything else? Anything else? Knight to b2. Okay, we'll give it all the knight moves. So, knight to c5, knight to c3, knight to b2, and bishop to d1. There you go. Ooh, it's a pretty close one. It's a pretty close pull. Knight to c5 is currently winning, though. %35% knight to c5. Bishop d1 is second. Okay, it's knight to c5. Okay. Knight to c5 it is. So we have a fork. I don't think it's going to help us after d2. Yeah. And what is our plan now? We're going for a fork. Okay. Yes, that's true. My concern is what's going to happen here, right? Like if we go here, the king goes here, we take the rook, we lose our rook with check, and we lose our knight. You guys see what's happening? That's the issue there. This gets captured if we move somewhere else. Queen, we lose a piece that way. We're basically losing a piece any which way. So I'll let you guys decide how we want to go out. Rook to d1 or knight to e6. Rook to d1 or knight to e6. Check. Knight to e6 check. Yep. All right. I'm with you. It feels good. If we're going to lose, at least we're going to lose getting a fork and taking Mittens' rook. It's something, right? It's something. Okay. Knight to e6 it is. 74%. How do you like that, Mittens? Maybe he'll make a mistake and go to f7. Nope. No such luck. All right. Okay. What do you guys think? Should we take it? Or should we do something else? Rook to e3. Rook to d1. Take the rook. Or resign. Okay. All right. Take the rook. Take the rook. I think most people are saying, let's do a poll just to make sure. Knight takes rook. Resign. Or I'll give you rook to d1 as an option. Okay. 3 choices. What are you going to do? And the vote is knight takes rook. Okay. In that poll. All right, so he takes here with check. Only move, I'm going to do it for you guys. We have to take the queen, and then we lose our knight. See, so that was the problem there. We come out down a piece. And so now, any chances of trying to hold on, I think, are gone. So, is it time? Is it time, guys? Okay, here comes the poll. Is it time for the white flags? 50% play. Oh, no. Okay. Like 50% play on? What? 40% resign and analyze the game. Okay. Okay. All right. Resign and analyze the game it is. It's close between resign and play another one, but it looks like more people want to analyze the game than just jump into the next game. Okay. Good game, Mittens. We tried, guys. I think we didn't get off to a great opening. And it's probably because the opening we played... Well, let's just go look. Let's just go look. All right. So we're going to resign. Just checking for mistakes. Oh, Mittens. Okay. We didn't have any blunders, and we didn't have any missed wins. We just had one mistake, according to the game review. So let's actually go to the analysis tab here. All right. Okay, you guys should be able to see the stockfish evaluation down there. Let me just make it a little bit larger. All right. So let's see what we did wrong. So this is fine. We know this is fine. I know for a fact that's fine. And I'm pretty sure here. Yeah, so bishop d3 is not a move that the computer likes, although it is one of the main lines. C takes d4. Bishop e2 is the stockfish move. Okay, but we castled. I think that's fine. Knight takes d4. We played bishop e3. See, I guess that was a bad move. I want to check something, guys. Give me a second. I want to check... Sorry. Lichess. I like the Lichess database here, so let me just pull this up for you guys. And I want to see... It's too big. Hold on. All right, we did this. We played this. He played queen b6, knight f3, knight c6, bishop d3, I think was the order. Captures, bishop d7. Checking the master's database here. Castling is the top played move. And what does everybody play here? Yeah, it's not bishop e3. Bishop e3 is not a good move. Okay, so this is definitely where we fell apart. Okay, and you know, in theory, it looks like it could be a good move. We're pinning the knight, right? Why is it not good? Well, he can just trade with check, like we saw, and then take a bunch of pawns, and we don't really have a good follow-up. So that was the big mistake in this game, okay? That's what cost us. So what are all the masters playing? They are playing knight takes d4 and knight b to d2. So let's look at this forcing line here. Knight takes d4. Queen takes d4. And then knight to c3. What happens if they just take the pawn? I'm curious. Rook e1, and you actually get a nice attack here. Queen to b8. Knight takes d5. You can see this looks much better for us, right? We're not losing so many pawns. We're still getting a nice attack. Okay, so that was the big mistake. That was it. I don't think we did too much wrong after that. I'm willing to bet it was playing bishop to e3. Okay, so let's go back over here. We'll keep going, but that was the big mistake. All right. Let's keep going real quick. You can see the eval. We're already basically lost against an engine. He takes that. We played the best move. He takes that. To e1. Okay, bishop f4 was a little bit better because then we prevent bishop d6. Still losing for us, but this would have been a little bit of a better try. Queen probably to d4, and the game goes on. Okay, but we played rook e1. Let's see, what did the engine say? Did it like knight f3 or g3? Knight f1 or g3? It liked g3. Yeah, they're pretty close. Oh, and queen h3 was pretty close too. Interesting. All right. Anyway, queen e2. Yeah, once the queens come off, there's not a lot we're going to be able to do. You guys can see how at the top level, one wrong move, and that's it. You're done for, right? We played one bad move here, and it basically, the game was over. Just like that. So theory is important. Or, you know, really understanding the position. But in these tricky lines where you're like gambiting pawns, you really got to know what the theory is. So I think we could play a better opening next time and have a better chance. Yosef. It's Yosef. I just randomly saw that comment. All right. So let's go to the very end where we resigned. Yeah, you can see it's 6, -6 for black. So it was over. All right, guys. We can play one more time. I'm just going to take a quick break, and then we will come back for a rematch against Mittens again. Okay, so I'm going to go get it ready. And like I said, give me about 10 minutes. I'm going to get a snack, and we'll try one more time. And get that ready. Okay. All right, guys. I will be back in just a few minutes, and we will try this again. Okay. I'm just gonna turn off my camera for a second. All right, guys. The vote is e4. Again. Wow. Okay. Do you guys... Let me ask this. Let me finish my apple. Do you want me to be more involved in the game or not? Because I've been pretty hands-off, just kind of letting you guys vote. Do you want me to give more of my opinion or not? No, no, yes, hands-on, yes, more involved. I'm seeing lots of yeses, some no's. I'm gonna do a poll because I want to say some things if you do want me to be more involved. Let's actually see. More involved or not more involved? Of course, I'm not going to beat Mittens myself, but I might be able to, like, just say a few things extra. You will only make it worse. Okay. More involved. Okay. So generally speaking, E4 is like a tactical opening. It leads to more wild positions. So playing against a computer, that's usually not the way to beat them. Usually you have to play like a really closed off game, not a lot of tactics, very positional. And the reason is, like, if you think about some super complicated puzzles that we as humans can understand, oh, yeah, there's a winning idea here, but when you plug it into the engine's like, no, it should be a draw or it should be a win for whatever. But we can see something maybe that the engine can't calculate. That's kind of what we're going for, right? Like a super closed off position where some long-term plan might work out for us and the engine can't see it, right? So E4, usually it's just like wild and crazy. And so with that in mind, D4, knight F3, C4, maybe even just something like B3, G3, like some of these moves might give us a better chance. Okay, so I'm going to suggest we play D4 or knight F3. So I'm going to give you guys a new poll and let's see what we can come up with here. So we're going to avoid E4 for that reason. Nelson, what's the playlist? It's lo-fi music from Harris Heller, String Beats. You can Google String Beats and you should be able to find it. He's got it all for free for people to use when streaming. Okay, so yeah, D4. All right, I think that's a good start. Let's go D4. Something like the London, actually, you know, just super solid, like, yeah. All right, so what do we think? Knight F3, maybe Bishop F4, Bishop G5, C4, something like this. Knight F3, Bishop G5, or Bishop F4. Okay, C4 is winning. All right. C4 it is. So Mittens might be playing the King's Indian. That's what it looks like. Okay. So Knight C3 is pretty much the move. We could play knight f3 as well, but these are the only two moves that really make sense, I think. So let's go knight f3 and knight c3. What's the idea of c4? Well, we want to get as many pawns in the center as we can. We can't play e4 because of the knight, so we get the pawn that we can. And at the same time, we allow our queen lots of options. That's kind of the main point. Wow, it's really 50-50, guys. 50-50. So I guess I'm going to choose for us. Okay, 52% knight f3. Alright, let's go knight f3. Yeah, okay. So I think now we can play knight c3 and continue on. Maybe g3 is another move. So these are our options. And maybe even... I probably wouldn't bring the bishop out just yet. I think we need to get the knights out first. So knight c3 or g3 would be the options. Let's go knight c3 or g3. Okay, knight c3 is winning. We'll play knight c3. Hey, Mittens is in the chat again. Okay. So we're facing the... basically the King's Indian. What should we do? I think... There's lots of options here. Bishop f4, bishop g5. e4 probably is the main line, just getting the center right away. Yeah, I think e4. Let's do a poll. Let's just do the poll. e4, bishop g5, bishop f4. Oh, e4. Okay. So we could take it, or we could play d5, or we could play bishop e3 or bishop g5. I think these are the main lines. So before I create the poll, I'm thinking d5 makes the most sense, just because in the spirit of keeping the game closed off, I like that. That being said, bishop e3 is pretty solid too, so I'd actually be okay with any of those moves. I'm gonna give you guys the option. They're all fine. They're all fine. So d5, d takes c5, bishop g5, or bishop e3. King e2. I saw king e2. Bishop e2. Yeah, bishop e2 is an option too. You're right. I should have included that instead of one of this bishop. I should have included that. Okay, d5 is winning. Yeah, I think that's the best move. I'm going to just do that. That's kind of what I wanted to play anyway. So it may have influenced you guys there a little bit. Okay. So how do we want to defend this pawn? Queen c2, bishop g5, or bishop d3. Or actually even bringing the knight back is a move, I think. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 options. So knight to d2, bishop to d3, queen to c2, and bishop to g5. Okay, wow, it's close between queen c2 and bishop g5. Okay, so yeah, one thing to keep in mind, if we do play bishop g5, at some point black might play h6 and g5, and maybe our pin is no longer valid, and then we have to worry about the pawn. So, you know, are we okay trading the bishop for the knight? And you have to be careful doing that against this King's Indian setup, but that's just something you want to think about, right? Queen c2 is just kind of a nice, solid move. You know, you don't really commit anything with the bishop yet. Put it on a good square to defend. I think, yeah, I think queen c2 is very solid here. So let's do that. All right, queen c2 is winning anyway. Let's end the poll. Bishop g7. Okay. So one of the things about the knight on c5 is that a lot of times black tries to play a5 to stop you from chasing it away. But black didn't do that. So I'm very inclined to recommend the move b4 because then it has to go back and it doesn't get a nice outpost, right? So I'm definitely going to recommend b4. We don't have to play that, but that seems pretty good. Do you guys have any other moves? Bishop to e2. Yeah, that's kind of probably the only other move that makes sense right now. Bishop to e2 or b4. But if we don't play b4 and black plays a5, it's going to be harder to play it. It's going to take some time. So yeah, I think... yeah, we could do these, but lots of people are saying b4. Yeah. All right, let's just do it. Let's play b4. I think we can save some time there. All right. So... generally speaking, what's going to happen in the King's Indian like this is black's going to castle kingside, probably try to play f5, so sometimes move the knight back here or over here and play f5 and try to generate a lot of times an attack on the king side is what happens. And white usually will expand over here on the queen side, and you kind of get this battle of whose attack is going to, you know, work out better and fastest. So with that in mind, you know, just think about that as we come up with a move, right? Like we probably want to be expanding over here. At the same time, we also want to develop and maybe castle. So we don't want to just start throwing pawns until we're ready. Okay. So let's see some ideas for moves here. Bishop to e3. Okay. One thing I'll tell you about bishop e3 is you have to watch out for knight to g4. Because a lot of times black wants to move that knight anyway, and if they can go ahead and trade off your bishop, could be a good thing for black. So do we want to allow that? Just have to think through that, right? All right, some people are saying rook to b1. Yeah, rook to b1 is a nice move to kind of help with the attack on the queen side. h3 can be a good move, stops the knight, stops the bishop, and sometimes we can even play g4. So I like h3. I like rook b1. What else do we have? Bishop g5. That can also be annoying for black to pin the knight so that they can't move it right away. Yep. Okay, so I think we got some good options. h3, rook b1, bishop g5, and I'm going to give you guys the move. Let's say bishop e2 in case we want to develop this bishop. I think these are the good candidate moves. Okay, so let's go ahead. Rook to b1. Bishop to g5, bishop to e2, and h3. right, so h3 is winning, and some people are asking why h3. So a couple of reasons. Number one, sometimes this is an annoying move. Like I talked about, if we want to play bishop e3, the knight can come in here and trade. h3 prevents that. That's one thing. The other thing, sometimes this bishop will come out and trade for like a knight, and a lot of times that can be like, it can be tough for black to figure out where to put this bishop. So by playing h3, we're kind of preventing all the bishop development squares. And if black castles and tries to play f5, sometimes we can use this to play g4 and slow down what black's trying to do, or if they do it, even get an attack on white. So there could be a lot of reasons for h3. So that's the point. Okay, looks like h3 is winning. All right, we're gonna do h3. Yeah, a5. Yeah, maybe I should have said something about this. So the point behind like rook b1 is that if a5 happened, we could have played a3, and I probably should have mentioned that. But we're learning, because now we can't play a3 or this capture happens and our rook is pinned. So you can see the point behind rook to b1. So that's okay though. We're gonna keep going. What do we want to do about this? Options are to trade or to probably push, or what else can we play? You can bring the rook over now, but then I don't know if that's as good, because then there's still this c5 square. So I think in the spirit of keeping the game closed, b5 probably makes sense. Queen a4. Yeah, that's a good idea. Huh, Queen a4, trying to pin it. I'm not sure what black would do if we played Queen a4. That's an idea. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, b5 weakens c5 for sure. But it does continue in the spirit of keeping the position completely locked up. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. b5, Queen a4, or taking. Which I don't really recommend taking, but I'm gonna throw it in there as an option. And what was the other move? Queen a4. Okay. Okay, so everybody wants to play queen to a4. Right, we're gonna go with queen a4. I don't actually know. I think if it was me, I'd probably play b5, but queen a4 does kind of make sense. So, all right, we'll go queen a4. That's the vote. Whoa. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Interesting. So he's basically saying, all right, I'm giving up my rook, but I'm going to get a pawn. I'm going to get a knight and have pressure on this pawn as well. Okay. So I think here we have to take the rook, right? I mean, we don't have to, but I think we probably should go for that. That's why we went there, to pin this pawn, right? I'll give you guys the option. Queen takes a8 or queen takes b4. What do you want? All right, queen takes a8 it is. So Mittens gave us the rook. They are going to get some counterplay, though. It's not without reason. Although, I think we can defend. So I'm thinking bishop d3. Looks like a pretty nice move. Or... problem with bishop g5, guys, is that black's just going to kick us away. And if we try to go back, play g5 and then take this. So we'd have to take. And that just kind of frees up black's position, I think. So I'm pretty sure we got to play bishop d3. Do you guys see any other moves? Queen a5? Yeah, but then the knight takes here. I don't think we want to do that. Bishop d3. Yeah, bishop d3. Okay. Oh, there is knight c5. Knight g5, someone said. The problem with knight g5 is h6, and we just have to go back. Okay, so I think bishop d3 is the best, but what is our plan going to be after knight c5? What are we going to do? What's our follow-up? Resign? We're going to go bishop c2, and then after the knight takes, we're just going to continue the game. Okay. Yeah, that's a good move for black to follow up. I didn't actually see that. But yeah, I think we still got to play bishop d3. I'm going to play this one for us. Okay, knight c5. So the way I see it, we can go back, or we can bring our king up. Or that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. King e2 actually has some merit in that... I don't know, actually, if that's good. Maybe it's too risky. What do you guys think? Bishop c2, king e2, I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys do the thinking on this one. Bishop c2, king e2. Bishop c2, okay. Knight to a6, somebody said. Yeah, they could try to trap our queen. I don't know if that's going to be fast enough, because black's going to need 1, 2, 3 moves before the rook gets involved. Then the b7 pawn would hang, and so yeah, it's going to be tough for black to trap our queen. They might try it. King e2 is risky. Bishop c2. Yeah, okay. Bishop c2 looks solid enough. All right, bishop c2 it is. We're going to lose the pawn now. So black actually got a knight and then 1, 2 pawns. So Mittens got 5 points for the rook. So you can see why they did that, right? Okay. Option 1, I'm thinking. We castle. We get our king out of the center. What's another option? We develop this bishop to maybe e3. We got to watch out for this pawn, though. It's going to be really annoying, these pawns. So maybe we castle, maybe we go here or here. Maybe we bring the queen back into the game, like queen a3 to just put some pressure on some things. Okay. Bishop a3, bishop e4, bishop takes. Lots of moves. Wow, okay. All right, let me I don't know what taking accomplishes for us is my only thing, because here's what I'm thinking. If we take and the knight takes, now this pawn has the option to come forward. If the knight moves, it can go forward, and this can go forward, and now the bishop's involved. I'm trying to prevent that. This knight can't come in as long as the bishop is here. So I kind of just want to leave those pieces alone, I think. I think castling makes sense. It seems like it's going to be the safest place for our king. We're still probably going to get attacked, but at least we can try to survive. We can bring the rook over. So I think either castling or maybe bringing this bishop out or bringing the queen back. So let's go with these 3 candidate moves. Okay, let's go start the poll. Bishop a3, queen a3, or castles. %, 71% Castles. All right. Okay, castling it is. Let's go. And Mittens castles as well. Okay. So I think Mittens is planning probably to play f5 and just sort of attack us with these pawns. And maybe do something with bringing the queen out and then attacking our queen this way. But I'm not really worried about knight a6 because if the bishop ever moves... Oh, it could move to h3 actually. That could be scary. So we do want to start thinking ahead. This could be an idea. So at some point we're going to have to move our queen out. I don't know if we want to do that now. And we're going to have to start defending against all these center pawns, which is not going to be easy. Okay. Somebody's saying g4. The problem with g4 is before when I was talking about g4, we weren't castled. We were thinking about using this to attack the king. Now our king is here. We play g4 and it's f5 and our king is going to be opened up very quickly. So I don't think we can play g4 anymore. Bishop g5 is a blunder, I think, because we're losing a piece. It's only defended one time. Rook to e1. Yeah, rook to e1 is a move maybe we could play. Or probably bringing the queen out here, maybe, to give it some options. Try to put some pressure on this pawn. Maybe bishop a3 and then like this to attack the pawn. I don't know. It's a tough position. It's a tough position. Okay. Yeah. So let's go for candidate moves. Rook to e1. Queen to a3. Maybe bishop to a3. And I don't know what else. Let's start with that, I guess. It's already a very tough position. Rook to e1. Okay. So you got that and that and that. Okay, it's really close between queen a3 and rook to e1. It's really close between these two moves. So... I'm trying to think, guys, right now, is there any reason we would want to leave our queen there? Like, because it's putting some pressure? I don't think so, because as soon as this queen moves, it's a liability to us, right? It's a liability because of this tactical idea. Rook to e1, it's not a bad move, but we could probably play it at any moment, right? And it's a pretty easy threat, I think, for Mittens to deal with. They just play f5, defends the knight. What are we going to do? I don't actually know what we're going to do, right? So because of that, I feel like we should just get the queen out. So, yeah. All right, you guys are agreeing with that. So we'll play queen a3. Could be wrong, and we could see this after the game. Could be wrong, but yeah, f5 happens anyway, right? So I don't know if we want to play rook e1 anymore because it's not really doing anything. Wow, what do we even move? Because I want to develop this, but we can't go there. We can't go there. We can't go there. Probably don't want to go here. Maybe we do and just trade. So maybe bishop e3. Bishop takes e4. Then the knight's going to come in. Yeah, I want to play bishop e3. I want to give the rooks options, right? We got to be able to use these at some point. So I think bishop e3 makes a lot of sense. Do you guys agree with that? Do you guys agree with bishop e3? Okay, everybody's saying bishop g5 or knight g5. We cannot do that because black has two pieces. Two pieces. Just loses a piece, right? So that's not an option for us. So bishop e3. Okay, I think everybody is saying bishop e3. And of course, if it gets... Yeah, we were going to just trade it off, right? Try to go towards the end game. It's not going to be easy. These pawns are pushing. But I think we have to take it. We don't want to go back to c1. That looks absolutely terrible. I think we have to take it. I don't see any other move. You guys see any other move? Okay. Am I back? I think my stream just disconnected. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. All right. Okay, we're going to take it. Here we go. Okay, so he takes it back. So we have to be careful. His bishop is starting to come into the game, which I do not like. Do not like that at all. So for example, if we take the pawn, you know what Mittens is going to do, right? He's going to push this, and boom. There's the bishop. Now we could play knight to d4, but I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. No, we can't go knight to a5. So here's the big question, guys. The big question is, can we take that and safely play knight to d4 after e4? Takes e4, knight to d4. There's queen f6, but we can defend. Knight to a4 is not possible because of our bishop. Can we safely take the pawn? What do you guys think? Don't do it. Are you saying don't do it because you see a reason, or because you're just afraid that Mittens knows something that we don't know? It's kind of risky. Rook a e1 and then do that? So you're saying get the rook out of the way? Okay. So here's my thing. If we don't take it now, he's going to push this. And then we can't take it. Let's put the rook here and put the knight to d4. You guys see what's going on? Let me read some of these responses. Play something more solid. Mittens gonna play f3. Okay, no, e4 then f3. Lots of danger on the king. I see what you're saying. Do it. Some people are saying to do it. Okay. All right. We need to figure out, are we taking this or not? So that's going to be the first poll, because this is an important decision. Queen takes c3 or a different move. Okay, this is the option. Are we taking it now, or are we doing something else? Here's the poll. And I don't know the answer. I don't see an immediate win. You guys are saying e4 and f3. I mean, yeah, it does look dangerous, but maybe we just play g4 and try to survive. Allows Mittens to skewer. Right, so guys, I'm seeing this, but I'm saying what we're going to do is follow up with knight to d4 to block it. Yes, we're going to have to figure out that pin situation, but I don't see any. Queen f6, we defend. f3, we probably play g4. Maybe h5 happens. It does look dangerous. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It does look dangerous. But is it any better? Because if, I mean, e4 is happening regardless, right? Well, okay, what if we did this? e4. So somebody actually had said the move rook a to e1, which now I'm starting to like get on board with. Yeah, rook e1 is a serious move, because then if this happens, we can take. We get out of this, you know, tactic. I guess Mittens would probably play bishop f5. So, okay. What do you guys, let's do a new poll. I think we should vote between this move and this move. And on bishop f5, we could, what could we do? Maybe then we take it. And then on e4, we play knight to d4. But then queen f6, we got to go back here with the rook. I don't know, guys. This is such a tough position. Okay, the poll says to take it. I'm gonna do one more poll just to make sure. Just to make sure we're convinced. And we might just have to move forward with this, because it's not an easy position. Okay, these are your options. Queen takes and rook a to e1. There you go. Oh, sorry guys. I want to give rook f e1. This is a try too. Oh, rook a e1 is winning now. Interesting. Rook a e1 is winning. Okay, we're gonna end the poll. All right, last poll. This is it. We've talked about it. We've analyzed it. I'm giving you 3 options. Queen takes, rook A to E1, or rook F to E1. The advantages of rook F to E1 is that we can use this rook somewhere else, like on the D file or the B file or the C file. Disadvantage is it's still sitting there in line of the bishop, which means there's tactics available for black. So 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Last poll. Then we're going to make a decision. This is a crucial moment, I think. Queen takes C3, rook A to E1, or rook F to E1. Vote carefully. Vote carefully. Here we go. Okay, rook, pretty close, but rook A to E1 seems to be winning. Yep, rook A to E1. Okay. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go rook A to E1. Thank you guys, and let's see what happens. We'll see if we made the right decision or not. Okay, he does go bishop F5, as kind of expected. So, what do we have? I don't know. We could take it and then take this. And then after this, we play knight to D4 and we try to survive. Although then there's... Or we just take it right away. We're not worried about that because we take it. Certainly he would play E4 and then we hop the knight to D4. I'm not worried about knight A4. We've got it covered. What are we worried about in that situation? The queen coming to F6, right? And then I guess we got to play rook to D1. And then what are we worried about? I don't know. Queen takes C3, bishop takes F5. I think those are the options. I'm going to give it to you guys to make this tough decision for me. All right, and here we go. Option 1. Option 2. What do you think? Queen takes C3 is at 66%. Okay. 61%. 58%. All right. It's pretty clear. We're doing queen takes C3. All right, let's end the poll. Queen takes C3. I'm guessing E4. Yep. All right. So here it's pretty straightforward. We have to play knight to D4 and hope that there's a way that it works. If we don't play that, we just lose a piece and there's no chance at that point. So I don't even think we need to vote on this, right? Like, we're just going to play knight to D4. We have to go for this. I'm expecting queen to F6. Oh, F3, as some of you guys were saying. Okay. So he's going for the counterplay on the king. All right, what are we going to do? I'm recommending G4, I think. Taking... No, that doesn't look good at all. G3 doesn't look good at all. I think we have to play G4. You guys see any other moves? Any other moves at all? I'm wondering if rook E3 takes and then we move the rook away. Maybe that's a move, but probably G4 is best, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go G4. All right. Yeah, guys, we're not using stockfish in this game, okay? This is not a stockfish game, so if I see people putting stockfish evaluations, we're gonna hide those people from the chat. We're trying to play a regular game here. We'll analyze it afterwards. We'll look at stockfish afterwards. Right now, we're just trying to play against Mittens and learn. Okay. Okay. Where's the vote? Yeah, the vote was there was no other moves that we were even thinking about. So there's no vote. G4. Okay. We could take this. Looks like we're getting checkmated. See that? After this, on G2, we could maybe play knight takes f3. The point is, no, we can't play that. Never mind. Oh boy, it's not looking good, folks. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, the problem with king h2 is bishop takes here because the pawn is then pinned. Yeah, we can unpin the queen by moving it, but then this is happening, and then there's checkmate, which we can't stop. Wow. So yeah, it's not looking good. I don't even see any moves. Like, actually, can we play knight f3? I just thought about that because the queen. Maybe knight f3 is a move. What do you guys think? Takes, we lose the queen, we take the queen, we lose the rook, but then we take back, and we end up getting a bishop and a pawn for the rook. It's not terrible, right? Okay, so maybe knight takes f3. We'll say this. We'll say king h2, but these are bad moves. I'm just telling you, so I don't vote for those, but I'm going to put them because I don't know what else to put. All right. Somebody said knight takes f5. All right, we'll put it. Yeah, we'll put knight takes f5, knight takes f3, king h2, and what was the other move? G takes f5. I don't know. It's a losing position. I can see that, but let's get the poll going. Okay, knight takes f5. Knight takes f3. King h2, and oops, can't type today. King h2, and g takes f5. I'm actually curious where the big mistake was in this game. Maybe it was queen takes c3. Okay. Yes, guys, I think every move is losing. So I'm giving you a poll, but I'm pretty sure every move is losing. So yeah. Knight takes f3 is winning. Yeah, I think it's our best chance. Somebody said, have you guys won any games yet? No, we have not, but we're only playing against Mittens, so there's that. All right, knight takes f3 is the win. Oh, wow, what a move. Mittens is crazy. Look at that, he pins it. He wants to take it like this, and wow. That's ridiculous. Okay. So we have this threat, we have this threat, this is a threat, this is a threat. I mean, there's so many threats. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know. Okay. Okay, can't we play Martin instead? That's a great idea. Should we play Martin the next game? All right, folks. Is it time? Is it time? What do you guys think? Yeah, okay. Good game, Mittens. Oh, wait a minute, 52%. Play. Oh, now we want to play on. Hold everything. Let's... 50%. Wow. You guys want to play on this game? A few more moves? Never surrender. Resign time, play on. Wow, it's going back and forth. All right. Play on it is. Okay, we'll play on. I think we're going to get checkmated in a few moves. What do we want to do? Let's go out with a bang. Do we want to take this now that our queen is hanging? I guess we have to move our queen, right? Something with a queen move. Queen e3. Do we want to go there? Yeah, people are saying queen e3. All right, let's go queen e3. And see what Mittens is going to do. Yep, he takes here. We only have 2 moves. I'm going to let you guys finish it out. King h1 or king h2? King h... Wow, again, 50%. 51, 49. King h1. I mean, I'm going to tell you, wherever we go, he's probably going to take here and checkmate us like this. That's probably the plan. If we go here, that's checkmate. So, oh, it's checkmate either way because the bishop, yeah, it's over, guys. It is over. All right, king h1 is winning. King h1 it is. Doesn't really matter. He's going to take, yeah. So there's checkmate. There's checkmate. If we bring the rook over, it's just checkmate right away. If we sack the queen, it's going to be checkmate in a few moves. That's it, folks. That's it. All right, let's go king h2. I'm going to let Mittens do the final move here. Okay. Let's go look at that game and see what we did wrong. I think maybe it was... Do you guys remember when we voted for h3 instead of rook b1? Maybe that was the mistake. Maybe that was the mistake. Let's go see. Let's turn on the stockfish evaluation, and here we go. So... we got the center. Played d5. Everything is good here. Queen to c2. Good move. Okay. b4 is one of the top moves. It was there for a second. So b4 is fine. And then we played... what did we play? h3. So, yeah, not the greatest. Engine says we could have just kept developing with one of the bishops. Or a3, yeah. So the thing about a3 is if Mittens would have played a5 now, notice we can just simply move our rook. And we keep this nice pawn structure, and we don't give up the c5 square. You guys see that? He can take us, we just take back. We keep the knight out of c5, which is significant in the King's Indian, right? So I think not planning ahead for a5 was the big mistake. We were a little bit focused on some other stuff and we forgot about a5, right? And so a3 would have been a nice way to proactively get ready for that move. And this is where it's important that you kind of understand the ideas behind the openings, right? If you understand that the King's Indian defense, a5 is a common idea because the knight likes to go to c5, maybe we could have, you know, prevented that with one of these moves. So learning opportunity. However, the game still went on. Queen to a4, not a good move. And it was because of this sacrifice. So if we would have just simply played, let's just say b5, yeah. Even though we give up this square, we still have a lot of space. It's going to be hard for, you know, black to do anything. The game goes on. All right. Okay. So we played queen a4, and we didn't see the crazy idea of after black sacrifices the rook, they get all kinds of counterplay. I mean, this is pretty cool. Like, this is a cool line to remember as black, right? You ever play this against someone? You sacrifice the rook, you get the knight, you end up getting another pawn as well, and you get this massive center. Let's see, was that a good move? Yes, queen a3 was a good move. So we kind of were on the right track. We're just losing already. Same thing that happened the last game, right? We made one mistake and it was just over. Bishop e3 was a good move. Rook e1 was maybe a little better, but bishop e3 was okay. Trading was okay. Rook a to e1 was the best move. So where was the big mistake? Queen takes c3. We were supposed to trade first. Interesting. So queen takes c3 was also bad. And then it had to do with the idea of this. Yeah. And the move that I missed, guys, was the queen coming over here. I didn't realize how fast that was going to happen, but there's not really any good moves. Wow. Wow, Mittens. Okay. Okay. All right. Guys, I am going to, let's see what time it is. I think it's time for me to go eat lunch. But I have a video, which I'm going to go post on my channel right now. It's a new one. And so you guys can go watch it. All right. So hold on. I'm going to go post it right now. You guys will be the first people to view it. So wait just a second. I'm gonna go and set it to public. Okay. Let's get ready. Here's the link. And here we go. Public. Publish. It should be live. That should take you right there. And you guys can have fun watching that one. All right. I'll be back. We'll do this again for sure. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. And yeah, maybe next time we'll do a different bot instead of Mittens, and we'll see if we can actually win a couple games. That might be fun. All right, folks, go watch that video. Take it easy. See you next time. Stay sharp. Play smart. Take care.